The Israeli security service, the Shin Beit, thwarted an Iranian attempt to carry out terrorist activity in Israel, including intentions to harm public figures. This is information that we're just allowed to publish here on I-24 News at this time. 5 people were arrested, 3 in the West Bank and 2 Israeli citizens, residents of Nazareth and Mokibla. Their investigation by the Shin Bet reveals that they operated under the direction and guidance of an official living in Jordan who acted on behalf of Iranian security officials. The 2 were asked to assist in smuggling illegal weapons into Israel territory and to gather intelligence about senior public figures. For more on that, I'm joined here in studio by Ariel, Oseran, our Middle East correspondent. What does it mean exactly that they were acting with directions from Iran via Jordan? How close are these links, and what sort of evidence does the Shin Bet put forward?
Those are very good questions, Ariel. At the moment, what we have is we're basing this on a statement published and made allowed to be public right now, these moments, by the Shin Bet, saying that they uncovered this network, basically, of an official operating in Jordan. We're not given any information who this official is, whether he's Iranian, Jordanian, or perhaps Palestinian even, that he guided and instructed these 3 Palestinians from the West Bank, 2 Israelis, to carry out attacks in Israel. Now, part of these attacks included trying to harm senior Israeli public figures such as National Security Minister Itamar Ben Gvir, as well as former Knesset member Yehuda Glick. But not only that, initially the Jordanian official, this is again according to the statement by the Shin Bet, he recruited the Palestinians from the West Bank to smuggle in weapons to Israel to carry out attacks, and these Palestinians, they recruited the 2 Israelis. Now, these 2 Israelis, as part of a test mission, so to speak, back in June, set fire to Israeli cars in the northern Israeli city of Haifa. They recorded this, and that was supposed to be kind of a test to show their capabilities and their willingness to operate on behalf of Iran. They knew that they're operating on behalf of Iran in these instances, and this was thwarted. Indictments were filed against all 5, against the Palestinians in military court and against the Israelis in a local district court.
Now, how rare is it, because there have been reports, I think that you've brought it into studio here, of Iranian intervention and Iranian attempts to carry out attacks here in Israel. Often we refer to it as Iranian direction or Iranian ideology. Now, these links, there are links that are very easily made nowadays through social media, etc. What do we know from previous investigation? How deep do those links go? I mean, these previous attacks that were attempted by Iran on Israeli soil, for example.
Look, so we aren't aware of that many attacks or plots that have really reached advanced level in its preparation by Iran on Israeli soil. This is something that they've been trying to do for years, and this is one of the rare instances that they have managed to set some plot in motion. Obviously, this was thwarted months ago. But if we're looking at the reason, the incentive for these individuals, I mean, it is a known practice that Iran approaches people with criminal background, such as the Israelis involved in this, and others. Not every Palestinian you really need to coerce them into trying to act against Israel. Obviously, we're talking about a minority, but we're talking about a convergence of ideologies of interest. You have the Iranian interest to destabilize Israel, to carry out attacks on Israeli soil. That is seen as a key objective, strategic mission for Iran, something that they haven't been able to carry out so far, as well as you have Palestinian and criminal ideology. If you tie them all together, it makes it easier to establish such networks And again, the fact that we're talking about Iranian security officials guiding through an official in Jordan, with West Bank and Israel, this is quite an elaborate network, but obviously one that was thwarted by the Shin Beit, Israeli police, as well as the IDF.
A little bit of background here for our viewers. Israel, of course, denies publicly, but is accused of numerous attacks on Iranian soil in the last few years, including the usage of drones and other sorts of attacks.
Indeed, and that's what prompts them to want to retaliate in the same equation. It's not only, though, attacks on Iranian soil that are alleged to be carried out by Israel that have them interested in retaliating against Israel, but Israel is also, according to foreign reports or undisclosed reports, carrying out attacks nearly on a monthly basis in Syria, also against Iranian targets. Sometimes it's also operating against its proxies, Hezbollah. And so as part of this ongoing what's called shadow war between Israel and Iran, they're looking for different ways to try and really affect Israel, try to harm Israel, obviously the main target being on Israeli soil, but this is something that hasn't been able to be carried out successfully, at least not so far.
Okay, thank you very much, Ariel.